Hello everyone and welcome to Comcast Varsity Football. I'm your host, Brian Morrow. For the past 13 weeks, we've been bringing you the best in high school football action throughout New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. This week, we'll wrap up our coverage as we bring you the New Jersey State Sectional Finals and the Pennsylvania State Semifinals. Today, we continue our coverage as we head out to Coatesville, Pennsylvania to see a AAA semifinal between the Strath Panthers and the Manheim Central Barons. The Barons have rolled once again this year as head coach Mike Williams looked to capture his 10th straight District 3 AAA title. He's now in his 20th year and has won 211 games throughout his career. This year, his squad collected a perfect 13-0 record while posting 7 shutouts, including the 2 they collected in their last 2 playoff games. On the other side of the ball, we have the Panthers, who have also been on a roll. In fact, they've been cruising for a few years now, as they haven't lost a game since 1998. Head coach Kevin Clancy's in his 11th season and has 181 career wins, which is the 3rd highest total in Delaware County history. Both teams have had great success on both sides of the ball, and this should make for an interesting matchup. The Barons have been scoring an average of 40 points per game, while they'll be going up against the Panthers' defense, who kept their opponents to under 7 points. While on the flip side, Strath Haven's offense is averaging 35 points per game, while Manheim's defense has been holding the opposition to a stunning 3.5 points per game. So 2 great defenses go up against 2 deadly offenses, and if that wasn't enough to make you excited for this one, I should also tell you that this game marks the 3rd consecutive year these teams have met for the Eastern Final. The Panthers won the last 2, but the Barons are looking to advance to their first state final in school's history. Well, it looks like they're just about ready for the kickoff, so let's get you out to Coatesville.
Hello everyone and welcome to Coatesville, Pennsylvania for today's PIAA East Triple Final between the Manheim Central Barons and the Strath Haven Panthers. Along with Jerry Slemmer, my name is Bob McCool. A matchup of unbeaten football teams and a rematch of sorts, the 3rd straight season that these 2 teams have met in the AAA East Final. Strath Haven, the 2-time state champions and owner of a 43 consecutive game winning streak. They will field the football first, and dropping back deep to receive the kick for Strath Haven will be Josh Hannum wearing number 8 and Lenny Carter wearing number 5. Hannum will field it at his own 2-yard line. Blockers out in front. He's across the 15, across the 20, turning on the speed, across the 30, and finally run out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Josh Hannum, who ran back the kick on the opening kickoff last year for 92 yards and a touchdown, still a good return out across the 40-yard line. And we will now take a look at the starting unit on offense for the Strath Haven Panthers. And first we'll take a look at their quarterback, Dan Miller, the senior quarterback, his first season as a starter. 53% of his passes complete for 1,172 yards, 13 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. And the Panthers will start things 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. They will hand it off to their fullback, Dan Miller, rumbles across and gets to the 45-yard line. Good 5-yard gain on 1st down for Strath Haven. Now we'll look at the rest of the starters on offense for the Panthers. The center is Nick Hargraves. The guards, Jeff Milligan and Sam McGarity. The tackles, Ray Yanuzzi and Dan Spangler. Tight end is Owen McGarity. The wide receiver, Josh Hannum, signed a letter of intent to head to the University of Notre Dame. Wingbacks are Brian Moore and Keith Davis. The fullback is Dan Connor, and the quarterback, as we mentioned, is senior Dan Miller. On 2nd down, they'll give it this time to Keith Davis. Davis gets 3, maybe 4 yards on the play, and it will bring up 3rd down and short now for the Strath Haven Panthers at the 47-yard line. Now we'll take a look at the defensive starters for Manheim Central. A 4-4 defensive alignment. Jeremiah Longenecker and Jeremy Ober are the ends. Justin Root and Dave Coulibaugh are the tackles. The outside linebackers, Jeremy Blank and Kyle Blount. The inside linebackers, Brad Barnett and Corey Ziegler. The cornerbacks, Aaron Kopp and David Ochoa. And the free safety is Brian Clift. So it's now 3rd down, and we'll call it 2 for Strath Haven. They'll give it to Connor. Connor loses his footing, but will pick up the 1st down across midfield into Manheim Central territory at about the 49-yard line.
Bob, I think he was able to get the 1st down, though. He was able to keep speed long enough to pick up the 1st down for Strath Haven. Good piece of work. Dan Connor, their big sophomore fullback, is going to be a key factor in the success of this wing T offense this evening.
So the tail end of the football at the 50-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Again, running out of a wing T offensive set. Josh Hannum, their all-world wide receiver, outside. This time it's Davis who gets the call. He runs head on into Brad Barnett. after maybe picking up about a yard, maybe two, to the 47-yard line.
Well, we're going to be listening to Brad Barnett's name a lot tonight. He was a first-team selection All-Lancaster Lebanon League and the linebacker of the year in the Lancaster Lebanon League, and he is going to be one tough tackler here tonight.
There you see the defense that Jerry alluded to, an outstanding defense for the Barons. They have pitched 7 shutouts over the course of this season. Manheim Central has been outstanding on both sides of the football, but it's their defense that really is a difference maker. This time on the handoff, they give it to Moore. Moore trying to string it out and will not get there. And again, it's Brad Barnett who comes up and makes the tackle from his inside linebacker spot.
And I'll tell you, he had to run to get there because that was a quick sweep to the outside. And basically what Manheim was doing was storming the castle with their 2 outside linebackers. But Brad Barnett went right down the line, made that tackle for no gain, and it brings up a 3rd and 8 for Strathaven.
Manheim Central Barons, the kings of District 3. They have won 10 straight District 3 champions coming out of the Lancaster Lebanon League Section 2. They have won 12 of the last 14 District 3 championships, but they hate to say it, and I hate to say it, but you got to mention they are 0-7 in the East Final. This time, Miller looking to throw the football for the first time, looking for Brian Moore, and the pass is incomplete, and it will bring up 4th down, and the defense for Manheim Central comes through.
Well, big defensive series for Manheim Central. They come into this game ready to go. There's no question about it. This is their big opportunity to get to that state championship game that they've just not been able to get to over the years, and tonight's the night they feel they're going to get there, and Strathaven has to punt.
And Josh Hannum will handle the punting responsibilities for the Panthers. Dropping back deep will be Brad Barnett, and they will field it at about their own 20-yard line, actually taking it across the 20 to about the 25-yard line. Actually, it was Danny Thidevong back there with Barnett who fielded that punt for the Barons, and they will start it inside their own 30-yard line at about their 28, led by their outstanding quarterback, Chris Myers. Myers was hurt a little bit over the course of the season, but still had a terrific year, completing 64% of his passes for 839 yards, 15 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions. 1st and 10 for the Barons at their own 28-yard line. They will keep it on the ground and take it out across the 30-yard line. And now let's take a look at the offensive starters for the Manheim Central Barons. Outstanding front 5. Dave Kulavong is the center. The guards, Neil Hershey and Jake Johnson. The tackles, Mike Thidevong and Curtis Gruber. The tight end, Robin Burkholder. The wideouts, Danny Thidevong and Ryan Clift. The running backs, Brad Barnett and David Ochoa. Behind the quarterback, Chris Myers. Again, they will keep it on the ground and push it forward for a yard, maybe 2, out to about the 34-yard line. And now we'll quickly take a look at the defense for the Strathaven Panthers. Up front, it will be the nose guard, Nick Cresta. The defensive ends, Jeff Milligan and Nick Hargraves, in a 3-4 alignment. The outside linebackers, Dave Peck and Owen McGarity. The inside linebackers, Dan Connor and Kieran Cavanaugh. The cornerbacks, Lenny Carter, Josh Hannum. The safeties, Brian Moore and Keith Davis. 4 speedsters in the backfield, and Myers will keep it. Now he tosses it back to Ochoa, who's hit in the backfield and dropped. Coming up from the cornerback spot is Brian Moore to hit him and drop him, and it will bring up 4th down for Manheim Central.
Well, now Strathaven has made Manheim Central punt, but keep in mind this Strathaven defense has not 1, but 3 sophomores starting on the defensive side of the ball for Strathaven tonight.
And we talk about the defense for both of these teams, and Strathaven has given up an average of 6.2 points per game. Manheim Central 3.6, so it should certainly be a defensive struggle tonight. On to punt for Manheim Central is Robin Burkholder, and Josh Hannum will call for the fair catch and field it at about his own 36-yard line, or did he? Josh Hannum actually taking off. There was no whistle. To his credit, Josh Hannum gets up and said that called for a fair catch. To his credit, he didn't hear a whistle, and he started to run a little bit, so they will mark him down at the 43-yard line.
Bob, I'm going to tell you the amazing thing. Just after watching both these teams have one series offensively and defensively, you can figure out real quick why they're in their Eastern Pennsylvania Championship. They got some quick, fast kids on both sides of the ball tonight. We're going to see one fast game in action because those kids, both teams defensively get to the ball. Offensively, they're able to move the ball.
This time the backs are split into the slots as now Moore goes in motion. They will give it to the fullback Connor, and not a whole lot of room to run through. Connor breaking tackles, still on his feet across the 45 to the 46. Connor was stood up at the line of scrimmage and able to push forward for about 2 yards.
And I don't know how he did it. He went right into the line of scrimmage. There was nothing but a sea of bodies bodies. Then all of a sudden we see 40, 2 yards down the field. He was able to break away and pick up a couple yards out of the fullback trap.
And the name of Connor has been a big part of this Strathaven success. His older brother Mike was the starting quarterback for the last 2 seasons. He has gone on to play at the University of Delaware and be a starter for some games this year for Tubby Raymond at the University of Delaware. He was their starting quarterback in those 2 straight state championships. A 43-game winning streak for Strathaven coming into tonight's game. This time Moore will go in motion. Again, they're going to give it to Connor. Connor picking his way and not quite getting to midfield as he is denied the 50-yard line. They're going to mark him down just shy of the midfield stripe.
Well, it's that fullback belly that they like to run out of this wing T. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Don't be surprised if he brings a bootleg out of this now. Connor out in the flat, and maybe bringing McGarity on a diagonal, but this is a good passing down in this wing T offense.
Pick up a 3 on the play for Dan Connor, and we'll call it 3rd down and 5. And the nose of the football just barely at the 50-yard line. Brian Moore lined up slot right with Keith Davis getting the call this time. And again, Manheim Central with a good defense. And first up to make the hit for the Barons defensively was Aaron Kopp. And he got some help from Kyle Blau, and again, the Strathaven offense is denied.
Well, what happened again is they're doing a great job. Manheim Central's just doing a great job of laterally following that football, and they did that time. It was really Kyle Blouch who got up there first and really made a great stick on Strathaven, and now they have to punt.
So Hannum will punt the football, and this time he will angle it, and Danny Thidevong will take it, and it goes through his legs and heads out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. 4:58 remaining first quarter. Manheim Central nothing, Strathaven nothing.
Only you know how your feet feel. We only help them feel better. We are the Good Feet store in Freehold and Way. We carry the famous Barefoot Arch Support, natural shock-absorbing cushions, as well as handmade PW Minor extra depth shoes. The Good Feet store has the foot products and the relief for sore and tired feet. We work to give you greater balance, comfort, support, and a good fit. Call 866-858-6045 for directions to the Good Feet store in Freehold and Wayne.
I would be in bed days on end, or in the bathtub, or unable to go to any function or shopping or school events.
When it comes to pain, you don't have to grin and bear it. I'm Steve Adubato. Join us on the next Healthcare 2001 to learn more about pain relief and pain management. That's Sunday night at 10.
There are no stops between you and the Cayman Islands. So, less hassle, more Cayman. Vacation offers? Of course. Call your travel agent and visit CaymanIslands.ky. Relax. You're going to the Cayman Islands.
So the Manheim Central Barons will put their offense out on the field for the first time, for the second time, at their own 13-yard line. This time they'll give it to up the middle, and it's Barnett who gets the call, taking it out across the 15 out to about the 18-yard line. Brad Barnett, the fullback, and David Ochoa, the tailback, and both of them have had strong seasons. Barnett with 1,130 yards on the season, Ochoa with 830 yards on the season.
Well, the big play that Manheim likes to run against Strathaven over years is the option game. And when talking with Kevin Clancy, that's what he's really concerned about, is Chris Myers running the option. He does an excellent job with it.
And this time they will stack him up behind the line of scrimmage. Great penetration by the defense for Strathaven as Barnett got the call, and I don't know that he got the line of scrimmage or did he? He got maybe a yard on the play to the 20. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 now.
Well, we look at the
Manheim Central.
We look at the replay, and we're going to see basically what they did was pinch their tackle, Nick Hargraves, and he just pinched right down in front of the offensive tackle for Manheim Central and closed off the hole.
3rd down and 3. Backs now split behind Chris Myers. Myers this time will run the option to the far side. Makes the pitch to Ochoa, who's in trouble in the backfield. Dan Connor strung it out. Brian Moore helped him out. And the Barons are denied again.
Well, again, talking with Kevin Clancy, this was a concern of his, the option game that Manheim Central runs so well. And you can see this disciplined defense for Strath Haven. Here comes Connor, their sophomore fullback, who doubles up for him as a linebacker defensively, and he is able to string it out and make a great play.
Brian Moore finishing it off for no gain on the play. So on 4th and 3, the Barons will have to punt the football. And Barkholder, an outstanding punter for Manheim Central, and it's fielded by Hannum at his 50-yard line. Hannum trying to pick his way to the 45, broke about 3 tackles, and all he got out of it was about 3 or 4 yards. One more thing to talk about with these two teams, both of them outstanding on special teams.
Well, outstanding because they're coached so well. Mike Williams does an excellent job coaching his special teams. He understands the importance of it, especially in postseason play, that his special teams are going to make the difference who goes to the next round or not. Same with Kevin Clancy and his Strath Haven Panthers. They do an excellent job executing special teams.
Mike Williams in his 21st season at Manheim Central, 211, 41, and 3. In those 21 years. Miller this time with a short drop, looking for Hannum. Hannum makes the catch and is hit immediately at about the 41-yard line. Up there to make the hit was David Ochoa.
Well, David Ochoa had him man-to-man coverage, and what happened was you're going to just see a 3-step drop out of Dan Miller, and he just puts the ball right on the money to Hannum, but Ochoa's right there to stick him. They pick up 5 on the play.
To the 42-yard line, 2nd down and 5. Actually, excuse me, at the 41-yard line, it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers in Manheim Central territory after the good defensive job and the punt returned by Josh Hannum. This time it's Connor who gets the call. Connor across the 40 and will not pick up the first down as he got to maybe the 38, and that's it. They need to get to the 36 to pick up the first down.
Well, Dan Connor, their sophomore fullback, he's rushed for 850 yards this year, but he's gonna earn some tough yards up in there tonight. Between Ziegler and Barnett, the 2 leading tacklers for this Manheim Central defense, they're there putting a stick on him, and I'm telling you, these 2 teams are sticking.
And it was Barnett who got the tackle that time on Connor after a 3-yard pickup for Dan Connor. So it's 3rd down and 2 now at the 39 for Strath Haven. Miller this time will give it to Keith Davis. Davis will get the first down and a little bit more as he gets it across the 35 and down to about the 32-yard line. And the second first down for Strath Haven.
Well, Keith Davis was their leading rusher this year, and he's Mr. Outside for Strath Haven. He's come around in this sweep play, and he gets a great block out of Sam McGarity, the left guard, who leads up through there for him, and a first down for Strath Haven.
The McGarity brothers are a great combination for Strath Haven, as Jerry talked about. Sam, the younger brother of tight end Owen McGarity, who's an outstanding blocker and will sneak off that line of scrimmage and make a big catch as well. Owen, a big target. The tight end is 6'4", 210. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line for Strath Haven. Moore goes in motion to give instead is to the fullback Connor. Breaks 1 tackle and leans forward inside the 30 down to about the 26-yard line.
What makes Connor so effective is he has a great sense of balance. Watch him on this play. He was able to keep his feet on this fullback up the middle, and they get a piece of him, but he's able to keep his feet, he keeps his balance, picks up 2 or 3 more yards, giving Strath Haven a 2nd and 3.
2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard pickup for Dan Connor to the 26-yard line. Again, it's Brian Moore now to the right of Dan Connor. Keith Davis wearing number 23, slot left. Connor gets the call again. Connor will get the first down as he's wrapped up down at about the 22-yard line. And it should be enough for a Strath Haven first down.
Well, what happened there is Connor just hid back. He hid up in there behind Hargraves, Milligan, the right guard, number 50, and Big Dan Spangler, 6'5", 255. He just hides up there behind them and just picks up that first down for Strath Haven, and they're into Manheim Central territory.
At the 22-yard line of the Barons, the second first down in this drive for Strath Haven with inside now of 30 seconds remaining in the first period of play. We are scoreless. This time, Miller rolling out, looking to throw the football, and it's nearly picked off outstanding job by the free safety, Ryan Cliff, who almost came up and took that one away.
Well, Ryan Cliff saw that coming, and he just came up in that free safety spot when he saw the out pattern coming off the play action. Let's watch Dan Miller here on play action. Not a real good fake, and that may have helped Ryan Cliff make the decision to come up as fast as he did, and he almost picked that pass.
They were looking for Owen McGarity, the tight end, on the play, and the pass is incomplete, stops the clock with 20 seconds remaining in the first period. So it's now 2nd down and 10 at the 22-yard line for the Strath Haven Panthers. This time Manheim split to the far side. As Davis goes in motion, Davis gets the call. Davis across the 20, almost breaks a tackle into the end zone, but instead he's tripped up inside the 15. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle for Kyle Blount. And it will stop the clock momentarily to move the chains with 13 seconds
Let's
remaining
look at this replay. We're going to get a pull by Sam McGarity and Jeff Milligan. They're his personal escorts up that on that sweep play, and Davis is able to keep his feet and get the first down. But again, the precision of this offensive line run, this wing T offense, is a sight to see.
Well, they are going to stop the clock, not necessarily to move the chains, but to measure for the first down, as we saw Keith Davis trying to lean forward and pick up the first down, trying to drag Kyle Blount for every extra inch he could. And we'll see if he got enough to indeed move the chains, as they will bring them to the near side of the field, all the way across the field, and see if in fact they had the first down. They do. So Keith Davis leaning forward does indeed pick up the first down for Kevin Clancy's offense. Kevin Clancy with now 181 wins, having an outstanding season in addition to the last few for Strath Haven. Again, back-to-back unbeaten in championship seasons and looking for one more in 2001. The clock will restart now, and this will be the final play of the first period. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line for Strath Haven. Miller will give it to Connor. Connor will take it inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line, and that will do it for the first quarter of play. Strath Haven driving for the first score at the end of one quarter. It is the Strath Haven Pirates nothing, and the Manheim Central Barons nothing.
There are no stops between you and the Cayman Islands. So, less hassle, more Cayman. Vacation offers? Of course. Call your travel agent and visit CaymanIslands.ky. Relax. You're going to the Cayman Islands.
Have you ever felt like you're at the end of your rope? I know I have. If you currently receive insurance settlement payments, prize winnings, or any annuity, Prosperity Partners can help you land on your feet with money to pay bills or buy a car, maybe a new home. You could start a business or get an education, whatever you want. So if you receive an annuity and need cash now, call Prosperity Partners at the toll-free number on your screen. We make life easy.
Welcome back to Comcast Varsity Football. I'm Brian Morrow. We have a battle going on in Coatesville, Pennsylvania, where the Manheim Central and Strath Haven are going head-to-head in a AAA state semifinal. The game's been a defensive battle and is currently tied at 0, so let's go out now and rejoin our local Comcast crew for some second quarter action.
Welcome back to Coatesville High School. The Strath Haven Panthers driving for the game's first score, perhaps. Along with Jerry Slemmer, my name is Bob McCool. PIAA Class AAA East Final between the Manheim Central Barons and the Strath Haven Pirates. The winner of this football game will advance to Friday's state championship, and they will take on West Allegheny. West Allegheny out of District 7, the winner of the West Final over Perry Traditional Academy, the District 8 champion. Final score in that game, West Allegheny beating Perry by a 28-14 matchup. So Strath Haven looking to get to the state championship for the 3rd straight year and take on West Allegheny for the 3rd straight year, should they be able to beat Manheim Central and get there. Second down at the 8-yard line, and Connor gets the call again. Connor diving inside the 5, down to maybe the 4, and it'll bring up 3rd down for Strath Haven.
I think at the end of that play, that ball was coughed up. Let's see the replay here. Connor takes it up in there. He's looking for some daylight. And yeah, that ball does get knocked loose here, but the referees call him down, and Strathaven keeps the football.
And they have it inside the 5-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and less than a yard to go for the Pirates inside the 5-yard line. They can get the first down without getting the touchdown. This time the give is to Moore. Moore will not get there as he has hit in the backfield. Justin Root came through and wrapped him up, but a penalty flag goes down after the play.
Boy, Justin Root really came from his defensive tackle position there, and it's going to be a face mask on Manheim Central. That's going to hurt. Let's watch Justin Root come off. What happened is he's coming off that pulling guard, and he's able to follow the pulling guard for Strathaven and catch him in the backfield. But unfortunately, this is going to be a penalty, and it's going to march it forward for Strathaven.
And it's going to give the Panthers the first down at the same time, as Strathaven will pick up the first down thanks to the face mask penalty against Manheim Central, as they will mark it off half the distance and put it down at about the 2.5-yard line. So the first penalty of the football game goes against Manheim Central. And it actually will not give them the first down. They will make it 3rd down and less than a yard for the Panthers at the 3-yard line. This time, all 3 backs in the backfield at the same time. The quarterback, Miller, is going to take it on the keeper and lean forward for what I believe should be a first down for Strathaven.
Well, basically, that's called a quarterback sneak over right guard and tackle. His big 225-pound guard, Jeff Milligan, and Dan Spangler, 255, come off the ball, and Dan Miller just finds his way over there and rides their those big wide bodies forward for a first down for Strathaven.
So it is 1st and goal to go now at the 1-yard line for Kevin Clancy's offense. Again, we are scoreless with 10:35 remaining in the second period of play. Strathaven trying to change that right now. They'll give it to Connor. Connor leaning forward, and I don't know that he got there. Waiting for him at the line of scrimmage was Big Dave Coulavong, and I don't think he got there. They're going to mark him down short.
Well, that's the guy you want to have up there, Dave Coulavong, 272. He, too, was a first-team All-Anchorage Lebanon League. In fact, he was selected Defensive Lineman of the Year, and he's right there to stop the Strathaven charge. We have a Manheim Central guy down on the field.
With 10:16 remaining in the first half of play, there is a timeout on the field with the injury. It is Manheim Central nothing and Strathaven nothing. So the Strathaven Panthers with an opportunity to change this game to their favor for the first time, as we are scoreless so far. Manheim Central has had 3 plays and a punt in their 2 series, and Strathaven with the best offensive series for anyone so far. They start out with good field position thanks to a Josh Hannum punt return that put them at the 46-yard line. But again, it was the defense of Strathaven that started it, as it has done all year long. This is a team, Jerry, that has 27 interceptions in what is so far 13 full games of the season.
Oh, that would certainly concern me. They do some things in their secondary that's absolutely amazing. And a big factor is the speed they have in the secondary. That's what allows them to do it.
And you take a look at that defensive secondary for Strathaven. And, of course, they have been playing ahead most of the season, as you would expect. But you take a look at Lenny Carter, Josh Hannum, Brian Moore, Keith Davis, the 4 guys, the 4 defensive backs. You throw a baton out there, and you've got yourself one heck of a 4x100 relay team.
Yeah. Yes, you do. And that's really what has put them at this level, is the speed that they have in this football team. I think last year Josh Hannum finished 7th in the 100-meter in the state with a 10.8, and his buddy Lenny Carter finished right behind him at a 10.9. So they certainly have the speed to get the job done.
You see now that the injured player is Kyle Blauk, and that's certainly a concern for Manheim Central. Kyle Blauk with an outstanding year so far. As Jerry said a little while ago, he was voted the defensive back of the year in Section 2 of the Lancaster Lebanon League, so he will have to come to the sidelines. And on 2nd down and goal to go now, Strathaven will put the chin straps on and try to punch it into the end zone for a 2nd time.
Hopefully he'll be back the next series. I don't know what happened. It might have been something in his hip, the way that he's walking off, but hopefully he'll be able to shake it off. Let's see on the replay to see if we can see exactly what took place, because there was a major pileup on this. Connor takes it or takes it off tackle, and he's there, and I think somebody might have fallen on him or caught him in the hip. Let's see if he's back later on.
Connor gets the call again. Connor this time leaning for the end zone. No signal yet from the officials, as it looked as if Connor had enough for the touchdown, but they're going to mark him down shy again. So the Manheim Central defensive front just not giving an inch, and literally that's what's the difference between that and a touchdown.
Well, this is a great defensive stand out of Manheim Central, and we're looking down there. This is no more than a half a yard for the touchdown. They got a third down situation here. Let's see what they go to.
3rd and goal to go. Officially it's from the 1 yard line, but it might as well be from the 6-inch line. Again, it's Connor in the middle between Davis and Moore. Good penetration in the backfield by Barnett, but Connor able to slip by him and get into the end zone for the game's first score.
Well, Dan Connor is sophomore fullback. He's got great strength and power, and that's the man they go to get the ball in the end zone down here, and we get a touchdown out of Strath Haven.
So Dan Connor gets the touchdown from 1 yard out. It took him 3 tries to get there, but perseverance pays off for the sophomore fullback. And now Carl Schoenman will come on to attempt the extra point for the Panthers. The kick is up, and it is good. With 9:21 remaining in the second period of play, it is now Strath Haven 7, Manheim Central nothing. So Carl Schoenman, who was the hero of last year's state championship game, kicked a field goal with 1 second remaining on the clock to allow the Strath Haven Panthers to win the state title last year over West Allegheny. Kicks the extra point to put the Panthers on top by a 7-0 score. And now it's going to be up to the offense for Manheim Central to try to pick up, first of all, their first down of the football game before they can think about a touchdown.
Well, they got to settle down. There's no need for panic at this point. Hey, they got a great football team. Although I must tell you, I don't know of any game this year that they have been behind. That I'm aware of. They usually come out and are able to, put points on the board real fast against opponents they faced in Section 2 of the Lancaster Leather League, as well as their playoff games. But they've been here before. They have the playoff experience, and they're going to stick with their game plan. We'll see what happens.
Just to show you how tough it is to gain yardage in this football game, 46 yards on the scoring drive for Strath Haven. It took them 13 plays just to go 46 yards and get the game's first touchdown. Schoenman will tee it off and kick off deep. Actually, he'll keep it short, and it's taken by one of the up men. Robin Burkholder will take it at the 30, and he'll push forward to about the 33, maybe to the 34-yard line, where the Manheim Central Barons will bring the offense on the field.
Look at that scoring drive summary. 13 plays, 46 yards.
Dan Connor taking it in. Again, they had it 1st and goal at the 1. It took them 3 plays to get into the end zone, and Connor took all 3 carries and finally got in. 1st and 10 at the 33 for Manheim Central. Myers this time routes the option to the far side. Thidavon gets the call this time, and Danny Thidavon got maybe a yard, and that's it.
Well, I'm going to tell you, just watching the first couple series or defensively, Strath Haven is well prepared for this option game. They are just playing disciplined football. Watch here, and they're just playing right down the line. Cornerbacks especially, they're coming up for the ball. Manheim Central is going to have to put the ball in the air here. It looks like they are right now.
Myers looking to go deep, and it's off the fingertips of Ryan Cliff. Closing fast was Dan Connor, and Ryan Cliff had to get by him and Brian Moore to try to get the catch, but went off his fingertips and falls incomplete.
Bob, here's the strategy. What's happened is Strath Haven corners secondary, they're really reacting to the option. They're coming up and filling on run very fast. What Manheim Central is going to have to do is start resorting to some good play action to get them coming up and then pull it out. Chris Myers got to pull it out and throw the football.
Myers this time is going to roll out and look to throw the football. He's got an open receiver, and Ryan Cliff makes the catch at the 45-yard line, good for a Baron first down, and it will be the first down of the football game for Manheim Central.
And they completed that one right on Josh Hannum, this left-hand corner. Chris Myers, full sprint out. He's looking up the field. He gets set, throws a perfect strike to his receiver, Cliff, And what happens is Josh Hannum gave him a little too much cushion there, had to come up and make the play.
Tackled at the 46-yard line, gain of 12 on the play, 1st and 10 for Manheim Central. This time Myers will keep it. Myers tucks it away and takes it to about the 50-yard line. So Chris Myers with his first carry of the night, and he is a factor running the football as much as he is throwing the football. He's gained over 650 yards now on the season.
Yes, he is. He's been a good option quarterback for Manheim Central all year, and that's really kind of been his forte. He throws the ball well, but if you want to play in the Manheim Central offense, you've got to be able to run the option.
2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup for Myers. This time they're going to give it to the fullback, Barnett. Barnett will take it into Strathaven territory down at about the 47-yard line.
Well, again, it's the stingy defense of Strathaven. I've said it before. What's amazing is how quickly they close on the football. And you're going to see that right here as Barnett takes it right up the middle. And the Strathaven defensively, they are there.
Picks up 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3 now for Manheim Central. Get a good look there at the senior quarterback, Chris Myers. He's going to keep it, and Myers will get the 1st down across the 45-yard line and down to the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Manheim Central.
Bob, this is the midline option. What he's doing, he's reading the corner here. He's putting the ball into the fullback, but he's reading to see what kind of look he's going to get off the tackle. He decides to pull it out and keep it. Strathaven pounces on the fullback coming up the middle. He pulls it out, takes it up for a 1st down.
Strathaven will call a timeout with 7 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the first half. The Panthers burned their first timeout. It is Strathaven 7, Manheim Central nothing.
Technogenesis. Brace yourself for a fantastic journey into the fascinating world of science and technology.
Join us for the next Technogenesis.
Technogenesis. Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern on CN8.
Athletes, musician, writer, producer, newsmaker, politician, actor, headliner.
One-on-one with Steve Adubato. TV that gets up close and personal with the people everyone's talking about. Today, 4:30 Eastern, only on CN8. CN8, it's here tonight. The region's only prime news hour. CN8 News at 7. Then CN8 presents your favorite artist live in concert. And at 9, today's headlines, your issues, it's your call with Len Doyle tonight on CN8.
Whether it's news or sports, weather or entertainment, only one cable network takes you there. CN8 News at 7 and 10 Eastern. Tune in. Find out.
This game is being brought to you by...
Kevin Clancy has his defense on the field right now. His team, however, is on top by a 7-0 score. BIAA AAA East final here at Coatesville High School. And right now, the Manheim Central Barons having their best offensive series so far. They picked up a couple of 1st downs, and they have it in Panther territory at the Strathaven 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Dan Connor with the game's only touchdown. Strathaven leading it 7-0. The give this time is to Ochoa, following his fullback Barnett, rumbling forward and picking up good yardage. Lenny Carter comes up to make the tackle at about the 36-yard line.
That's just their power off tackle. Ochoa for following his backside guard, pulling there, Neil Hershey, and is blocking back, protecting that football, and picking up crucial 4 or 5 yards.
4 yards to be exact, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 6 from the 36. Again, the fullback is Barnett, number 8. Ochoa is the tailback, and this time Myers going to keep it on the option, and nothing there but a couple of black jerseys. Lenny Carter was there, as was Kieran Cavanaugh coming up from his inside linebacker spot to wrap up Myers right around the line of scrimmage.
Again, like I said, it's a disciplined defense. Myers is reading the corner on this veer option. He decides to pull it out and take it himself. But Carter and Cavanaugh were not to be fooled, and they meet him at the line of scrimmage.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 now at the 36-yard line. This time Barnett directly behind Myers. They will fake it. Myers will keep it. Myers will pick up the 1st down inside the 30 down to about the 28-yard line.
Great call out of Mike Williams. That time they faked the midline option. He just reversed it himself. Watch him here. He fakes it, reverses it himself. Myers, a good runner, takes it up in there, picks up the 1st down for Manheim Central.
9 yards on the pickup inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 now for Manheim Central. An outstanding drive for the Barons with 3 first downs in this drive. It started with 9 minutes and 17 seconds on the clock. We're down inside of 5:50 to go. Myers looking to throw. He's under a heavy rush. The football comes loose, and Strathaven, I believe, is on top of the pile. Chris Myers got walloped at about the 35-yard line, and Strathaven comes up with the turnover.
And I think it was Owen McGarity who comes from that backside. No one blocks him. He's coming off the corner. Chris Myers looks the other way, and he just thumps him. But from the backside, actually it was Dave Peck, their sophomore outside linebacker. No one blocks him. He's unaccounted for, and he makes a great play. Turns the ball over. Strathaven has the football.
So the first turnover of the football game is committed by Manheim Central, and Strathaven has it 1st and 10 now at its own 45-yard line with 5:40 remaining in the second quarter. Miller going for the jugular, throwing the football. Lenny Carter tried to cut back and make the catch, but could not do so. The pass will fall incomplete and bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, Lenny Carter, he's the speedster out there. Move in from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And what an athlete to come into the district, and he just does a great job running that fly route. But Manheim Central is well aware of his speed, and they make sure they loosen up. David Ochoa runs with him very well, and it falls incomplete.
And the official stopped the clock with 5:34 left for an equipment problem. Dan Connor has the equipment problems, and he will come out, and their backup fullback, who's been a big part of the offense, John Jenkins, will come in for it the first time. And we'll have to play at least one play as Connor will come into the sidelines. And Jerry, we get back to that fumble recovery that was set up by Dave Peck's sack of Chris Myers. The Strathaven defense, we talked about the fact they have 27 interceptions on the season, and you throw fumbles in there, they are plus 27 in the takeaway column, and that is just absolutely mind-boggling.
Yes, it is, and that's due to defensive speed. There's no question that's a big factor.
Miller looking to throw. This time cutting it short is Hannum. Hannum takes it into Manheim Central territory. They're going to bring him down at about the 48-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down, but it will bring up 3rd down and short now for Strathaven.
And as we were talking about the turnover ratio, when you're as fast as Strathaven is defensively, those kinds of things are going to happen. And Peck coming from that far side on that blitz, I mean, they just got so many quick kids on this football team. It's incredible. I know George Curry last week from Berwick talked about that you have to deal with Strathaven's speed, and there's no substitute for team speed.
On 3rd and 3, Hannum comes out. Dave Peck comes in as a second tight end for Strathaven. And this time the football comes loose as they try to tuck it into the belly of Keith Davis. Dan Miller lost the handle. I don't know if it was a fake to Davis or not, but the football came loose.
Well, I think he was going to give him the football, and what happened is they didn't have a good mesh between the quarterback and the and that's exactly what happened. Dan Miller tried to reach to get the ball to him. There was not a good mesh, and he wisely jumped on it so they would not turn it over.
A loss on the play back to the 46-yard line, and now Strathaven will have to punt the football. Hannum again is the punter. Thidefong and Barnett back there for Manheim Central. This time Hannum trying to angle it towards the sidelines. Puts it out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. The official still walking it off, and he'll mark it actually at about the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. So pretty good field position for Manheim Central, but time running short for the Barons. 4:08 remaining in the first half. It's Strathaven 7, Manheim Central nothing.
You know, Bob, we talk about football at this level. When you get to the championship level that these two teams are at, there's very little margin for error.
This time they will keep it on the ground. Barnett, the fullback, will take it across to about the 37, maybe to the 38-yard line. And Mike Williams will tell you that more than anything. He can tell you in their 7 trips to this East Final, every play that basically cost him a chance to get to that state championship game.
I'm sure he can. I mean, that weighs in the coaches' minds for a long time.
2nd down and 3 after Barnett picked up 7. This time it's Thidefong who gets the call on the reverse. Thidefong gets maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
I think what has to happen here, I'm watching the perimeter people of the Strathaven football team. They are getting to the football so fast. They're reading their keys very fast. And what's going to have to happen is I think that Manheim Central is going to have to work on their play-action passing game. They're going to have to take advantage of these cornerbacks coming up so fast and hopefully get a receiver behind them with a play-action look.
Stuyvesant lost a yard on the play, so it's 3rd and 4. Myers is going to keep it as they fake the fullback belly play, and Myers keeps it, but Strath Haven is waiting for him. The Panthers stack him up at the 40-yard line, and it'll bring up 4th down for Manheim Central.
Now it's amazing. Another good defensive series for Strath Haven. They're going to get the ball back here, and with any kind of return, they're going to have a good field position.
And still enough time on the clock to make a difference as Robin Burkholder will come on to punt the football for Manheim Central. And again, dropping back deep, it will be Josh Hannum and Brian Moore for the Panthers. A high kick and a good kick from Burkholder. Hits at the 20, takes a Strath Haven bounce at about the 22, maybe to the 23-yard line. Robin Burkholder has been the Lancaster 11 League Section 2 punter, first-team punter for 3 seasons now, and you get a good example of his leg right there.
Well, that's what you got to do when you're playing defense, is you got to have a good punter that's going to force the opponent to run the entire length of the field. You don't want to shorten the field on a football team like Strath Haven, and with only 2:24 left till halftime, they have a long way to go with this wing T offense to get one in before half. But they do have the talent to strike fast. Let's see what happens.
41-yard punt that time for Burkholder. And they will start at 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. This time Moore goes in motion. They will give it instead to Connor, the fullback. Connor picking his way across the 25 and out to about the 27-yard line before he's tripped up.
Well, Connor is as fine a fullback as I've seen running this wing T offense, and it's amazing the fact that this kid is only a 10th grader. He's got 2 more years to run for Kevin Clancy in the Strath Haven Panthers, and I can just imagine what kind of football player he's going to be till it's all said and done. Jeremy Blank, I don't know if you saw that right there at the end of that hit. He come in there and put a stick on him. I'll tell you what, these guys are hitting.
Ben Engel right now is in there as an outside linebacker. Kyle Blauk has not yet returned. Connor gets the call again, and this time Connor is met right around the 29, maybe to the 30-yard line. He picked up about 2 on the play, and will bring up 3rd down now for Strath Haven.
And I'm going to tell you what makes this hitting even more intense. You got 2 football teams here that have very solid strength training programs. And I don't just mean in the offseason. These guys are strength training right up to the very end. When the season started, they never stopped lifting weights. We're in December. Some of them probably got a little stronger than they were in September.
Let me correct myself. I said it's Robin Burkholder wearing number 20 who's in there as the other outside linebacker for the Barons. This time Miller looking to throw deep, looking for Hannum, but overthrows him. Again, good coverage downfield, stride for stride with Josh Hannum, was David Ochoa, and that's no small accomplishment to say the least.
No, it is not. David Ochoa has some wheels of his own because we know how fast Hannum is, and Ochoa ran with him down that sideline. That was a very impressive speed demonstration by David Ochoa.
And it will force Hannum now to drop back and punt the football for Strath Haven. Danny Thidavong and Brad Barnett will drop back to receive the punt for Manheim Central. Hannum does indeed boot the football, low line drive kick. Thidavong has it go through his hands inside the 35-yard line. The football on the ground, and Strath Haven has recovered it.
Big break for Strath Haven. And again, it's them covering. Brian Moore covering on that punt. He's down there and does a great job. He's alert. That ball goes to the ground. He's on it. And this is a big turnover from Strath Haven to see if they have enough time. And what was happening was Manheim Central was coming for the punt. They were going to try to block the punt. They brought 9 guys, and it was Brian Moore who gets down there and just jumps on that punt. And let's see what Strath Haven does with the football.
And they just picked up about 45 yards of real estate from their own 31 out to, we'll call it the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 with 55 seconds remaining for the Strath Haven Panthers. Miller going for it all in the first play. Wide open is Owen McGarity, the tight end, for the touchdown.
Well, this is the striking capacity of the wing T offense. Didn't even look at Owen Miller or Owen McGarity. What happened is the secondary of Manheim Central got caught looking into the backfield. Owen McGarity sneaks behind the secondary. He is wide open on a deep post. Dan Miller finds him, lays the ball up, touchdown Strath Haven.
So that quickly, Strath Haven turns it into a 2-touchdown difference on the hookup from 33 yards from Dan Miller to Owen McGarity. And Carl Schoenman now will try to come on and commit and convert his second extra point of the night, up and through the uprights. 49 seconds remaining in the second period of play, and it's now Strathaven 14, Manheim Central nothing, and oh, those costly turnovers, and again, it gets Manheim Central, and again, Strathaven makes them pay.
Well, that's what they do, and what happened, on that touchdown pass, you're going to see Strathaven do a great job, play action fake. McGarity does a great job of making it look like a run from his tight end position, hides in there, and then just runs deep. Miller does a great job hiding the football, and he is wide open down the field. As you can see, Ochoa had to come, I mean, he was 15 yards away when that ball was thrown. And McGarity, wide open, big touchdown for Strathaven off a turnover.
Again, on the fumble off the punt return, Manheim Central fumbled the football. Strathaven took it, and one play later puts it in the end zone. And instead of a 7-0 halftime difference, it's at least a 14-0 difference now, unless Manheim Central can make a difference on their own on special teams. Schoenman will kick it off, and David Ochoa will be the deepest of three players back there for Manheim Central. And Schoenman will kick it short, and Robin Burkholder will pick it up at about his own 25-yard line. Takes it across the 30 and run out of bounds by Josh Hannum at about the 33-yard line. Excuse me, on the tackle, it was Quentin Brown, number 6, on the tackle for Strathaven at the 33-yard line.
Well, that was a tough touchdown to give up for Manheim Central. Mike Williams has to be frustrated after that one. Turning the ball over again, these are the kind of mistakes in a big game like this you can't make, especially playing a football team that's riding on a 43-game winning streak.
Actually, they did mark Burkholder out at the 30, so 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line with 44 seconds remaining for Manheim Central. Myers trying to throw for something on 1st down, completes it to his tight end Burkholder. Burkholder makes the catch and is hit immediately by Kieran Cavanaugh at the 35-yard line.
What's going to happen is Mike Williams is going to have to open up his offense. He has the capability to do that. They can run out of a shotgun, and that's just what they're doing right now.
2nd down and 5 after the 5-yard hookup. Myers this time looking again for the quick hitter. He has an open receiver, and making the catch and stepping out of bounds is Rich Schellenberger. Good for a barren 1st down at about the 42-yard line.
Well, basically what Strathaven is doing here now is they're just playing prevent pass defense. They're just making sure the secondary for Strathaven is making sure that the balls are caught in front of them, not behind them, as they're trying to ride out the last 15 seconds of this half to go into halftime with a 14-point lead.
Again, out of the shotgun, 2 receivers on the near side, 3 to the far side. Myers looking to go to the far side, looking for Ryan Cliff. Ryan Cliff goes up in a jump ball situation with Josh Hannum, and the pass is knocked away and incomplete, stops the clock with 9 seconds left.
And I'll tell you what can be intimidating for your passing game here, Bob, is keep in mind this Strathaven secondary has laid claim to 27 interceptions this year. I mean, that's an amazing amount of interceptions back there. And again, that's contributed to the speed that they have in their secondary.
The speed of the secondary and the fact that Strathaven is playing ahead in most games and teams are trying to throw the football and catch up. And that's one of the reasons why they stay unbeaten, because you're not going to throw against Strathaven and catch up. Timeout called by Manheim Central with 9 seconds remaining on the clock. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Barons at their own 42-yard line.
But I will tell you this, if anybody can pass the football and put it together, it's Manheim Central. They can run out of a shotgun. They're going to have to show that look more as this game goes on. And their quarterback, Chris Myers, has the arm to do that. And that's what they're going to have to do the second half to get back in this football game.
Mike Williams out to talk to his offensive troops, also talking to the official beforehand. I think the Barons felt as if there was some pass interference on that play to Ryan Cliff. Ryan Cliff at 6'2", Josh Hannum at 6 foot tall, and it was somewhat of a jump ball, and the pass falls incomplete. So again, 2 receivers to the near side, 3 to the far side. Same formation for Manheim Central. Mike Williams got to get off the field before the snap of the football. Myers now with some time, buying himself some time. Now he's going to run with the football. He's across the 45 and will not get to the 50-yard line. And that will be the final play of the first half. The 2-time state champion Strathaven Panthers looking to get back to the state title for the 3rd year in a row. And right now they're halfway there at the end of the first half of play. It's Strathaven 14, Manheim Central nothing.
I would be in bed days on end, or in the bathtub, or unable to go to any function or shopping or school events.
When it comes to pain, you don't have to grin and bear it. I'm Steve Adubato. Join us on the next Healthcare 2001 to learn more about pain relief and pain management. That's Sunday night at 10.
Lots of people are winning with New Jersey Lottery.
New Jersey Lottery's Pick 6 Lotto is $11.5 million. That's $11.5 million.
Jackpot!
Get your tickets today.
New Jersey Lottery!
Tonight, 7 Eastern on CN8 News. What makes this year's White House Christmas card so different? Plus, is winter on its way? What's in store for the weekend weather? Now, more than ever, CN8 News. Tune in, find out. The names, the bands, comedians, musicians, up close, in your face. Tune in, find out. Weeknights, 8 Eastern, only on CN8.
There's lots of great shows out there. We'll help you zero in on the ones you really want to watch. The On-Screen Guide. Find exactly what you want from Comcast Digital Cable.
Hello, I'm Brian Morrow, and this is Comcast Varsity Football, where you'll find the best high school gridiron action 5 days a week, 2:30 to 4:30. Today is game 70 of our 71-game schedule, and we have the Manheim Central Barons and the Strath Panthers going head-to-head out at Coatesville, Pennsylvania. So far, the game's been a great one, as both defenses have shown why they've been tough all season. So far, the stats for the two teams have been similar, with the big difference coming in turnover margin. The Barons have turned the ball over twice, with the big one coming in the last few minutes of the half, which resulted in a 32-yard pass from Dan Miller to Owen McGarity, who scored the touchdown, to put his team up 2 scores. The Barons have rushed for 45 yards, with quarterback Chris Myers collecting 25 of them. He also went 3 for 5 for 23 yards in the passing department. Strathaven's Dan O'Connor has rushed for 42 of his team's 59 rushing yards and has also collected 1 of the 2 touchdowns. Quarterback Dan Miller has gone 3 of 6 for 44 yards and a touchdown and is looking for a big second half to keep their winning streak alive and have the chance to play for another state title. So will the Barons get their high-powered offense rolling, or will the Panthers continue in their mistake-free ball and capture another win? Let's find out as we go back out for the second half.
Welcome back to Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Under a absolutely gorgeous, check the calendar, it does say December the 1st. Although it feels like a fall night, a crisp, clear night for playoff football. PIAA AAA East Final, Strathaven and Manheim Central locking horns in a well-anticipated matchup. These two teams have been ranked 1 and 2 in the state since two-a-days started well back in August. And right now, the Strathaven Panthers on top of Manheim Central as they're about ready to start the second half, 14-0. And the Panthers, the stats actually are relatively even, as you see on your screen. But the big difference, the lower left-hand corner, Manheim Central has turned the ball over 2 times. Actually, that should say 2 turnovers for Manheim Central, none for Strathaven. And that really is the big difference. Strathaven also dominating to some degree the time of possession, 14.5 minutes for Strathaven to just 9.5 for Manheim Central. But 2 big turnovers, one a fumble from quarterback Chris Myers as he was sacked by Dave Peck, and the football came loose on Manheim Central's best possession of the first half. The Barons had taken it inside the 30-yard line of Strathaven before Myers was hit, and the football came loose. And then on a punt, Danny Theidevang had trouble with it. He lost the handle of it at the 33-yard line, and one play later, Dan Miller found Owen McGarity behind the defense for the score, and that's the difference on the scoreboard right now, 14-0. Dan Connor with a 1-yard touchdown run in the second quarter for the first touchdown, and then the 33-yard hookup from Dan Miller to Owen McGarity has Strathaven on top, 14-0. Manheim Central will get possession to start the second half. The kick, a low kick on the ground, is taken by Brad Barnett at about his own 20, fumbles it across the 30 to about the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. So the Barons will start it from their own 33-yard line in this second half.
Well, I was just taking a look at those numbers on that Strathaven kickoff team, and when it comes to playoff time, they make sure their key players are out there, because I saw about 6 or 7 of their starters running down on their kickoff. They take no chances when they get to playoff time for Strathaven.
Thidevon goes in motion, but they're going to give it to Barnett up the middle. The fullback breaking loose and breaking into Strathaven territory across the 45 down to about the 42-yard line. Big run on first down for Brad Barnett.
Wow, what a great play to start the second half. This is the midline option, only this time he gives the ball to Barnett, fakes to the Ochoa coming over to the side. Barnett busts it up the center. He's taking off down the field. He has good running speed, picks up the first down in Strathaven territory.
24 yards on the run for Brad Barnett. This time they're going to give it to Ochoa. Ochoa will take it across the 40 to about the 39-yard line. And of course, whenever you talk about Manheim Central and their running game, you've got to talk about that offensive line. The front five averages 264 per man across the front. And they certainly are bumping some holes, at least in the first two plays for the Barons.
And they have the capability of doing that. They're an excellent offensive line, and they're coming out this second half ready to go.
Ochoa got 4 yards on first down. He gets the call again, breaks tackles, gets the first down, and finally brought down inside the 40, inside the 30, at about the 28-yard line.
Wow.
So right now, Manheim Central dominating the line of scrimmage.
Are they coming off the football? Watch that right side. Johnson, Gruber, and Burkholder coming off that ball, and Ochoa running behind them. They are a different football team than we saw the first couple series in the first half.
And they can't wait to get to the line of scrimmage. They had that football set and ready to go. The offense was at the line of scrimmage waiting. They had to wait for the chain gang to move the chains. And this time Barnett gets the call on first down. He got maybe a yard or two on the play, and that's it, to about the 26-yard line.
Well, this is the charge they needed. They had to get some momentum coming this way. The Manheim Central crowd getting behind their team, and let's see if they can get the ball down in there. They're now inside the 30-yard line.
At the 26-yard line, second down and 8. This time it's Ochoa who gets the call. Ochoa will take it inside the 25 down to about the 21-yard line. It'll bring up third down now for Manheim Central.
Well, they're getting themselves into four-down territory, and again, they do have a solid running game. Strathaven did a great job the first half of stopping it, but so far this second half, Manheim Central has come out here and just done one heck of a job.
John Scholl checks in as a wide receiver. He is lined up near side left, but they're going to keep it on the ground, but the football comes loose. It's still on the ground and bouncing around. Strathaven says they have it. No official signal as of yet. Someone in a black jersey comes out with a football, and it's Dave Peck, and there it is, another turnover for Manheim Central, and the Strathaven Panthers defense comes up with it.
What a game Dave Peck is having. He's the one in the first half to put the sack on Chris Myers that caused the fumble that Strathaven recovered. Now he comes back the second half, demoralizing for Manheim Central. They were moving the football from this kickoff, and this is a tough thing to handle. Let's look at the replay. The ball's on the ground, and everybody's scrambling around for it. It's hard to see from our angle, but it was Dave Peck who picked up the ball for Strathaven.
Keith Davis on the first down run gets hit hard by Ochoa at about the 26, maybe to the 27-yard line. Pick up about 2 on the play for Keith Davis. He's a little bit slow to get up. It was good open field stick by David Ochoa, and Davis will come hobbling to the sidelines after a 3-yard pickup.
Well, he got a shot to the leg. He's come hobbling over here. In fact, that doesn't look good. He's their #1 rusher out of that wing T, and it looks like he might have got his leg twisted there. Let's see what happens.
Second down and 7 for Strathaven after a 3-yard pickup for Davis. Brian Moore gets the call on second down. He lunges forward, gets across the 30 to about the 31-yard line.
Boy, when you look at both these backs, Brian Moore, 5'10", 175. Keith Davis, 5'10", 165. Not big backs, but do they run hard up in there? Keith Davis, he was selected second team on the Central League All-Conference team recently, and he is their leading rusher, and right now he's on the sideline. Let's see what happens.
3rd and 4 coming up now for Strathaven at the 31-yard line. They've got to get to the 35 to pick up the first down. Connor now in the backfield by himself. Miller with the quick strap, looking to throw deep, and nobody there but a couple of white jerseys. The intended target was Brian Moore, but defensively Aaron Kopp was there, as was Jeremy Blank for Manheim Central, and the pass goes incomplete and will bring up 4th down.
Well, there was a mix-up in the pass pattern. That time Moore did not run the pattern that Miller thought he was going to run. and kept going. Miller puts the ball in the air, and there was a mix-up in communication. Turns into a 4th down, and Strathaven now has to punt the football.
So Josh Hannum will punt. Danny Thidevong and Brad Barnett will drop back deep, and Manheim Central should get pretty good field position following this punt. Not much of a rush as Manheim Central will get back and set up a return. Thidevong will field it at his own 35-yard line. Has a head of steam, gets across the 40. Penalty flag goes in. At the 41-yard line, Danny Thidevong is brought down.
Well, this is going to be a clip against Manheim Central. What happened was a Manheim Central blocker blocked from the side, and he just, it's definitely a clip. They saw it right away, and let's see what they call it.
Illegal block from behind is the official signal from the referees, and wipe out the good field position for Manheim Central. So instead of having it at their own 41-yard line, they're going to have to back it up.
You might be able to see it on the rerun here. Watch as Manheim Central sets up their picket line. Go see 80 get hit right there. That's the clip against Peck, and this is going to get marched back inside the 35.
So just the second penalty of the football game, and both of them have been against Manheim Central. But again, this one is going to cost the Barons a little bit more real estate. This is a 10-yard penalty, so it'll bring it back to the 31-yard line, and that's where the Barons have it, 1st and 10. This time Myers looking to throw the football, looking for Ryan Cliff. Josh Hannum with him, stride for stride. Hannum went up deep and knocked it away. Ryan Cliff still almost came up with a tough catch.
Well, Josh Hannum, this is why he's a Division I football player on his way to Notre Dame. Ryan Cliff just comes down on a streak pattern. Hannum just turns and runs with him, judges the ball, plays the ball, and he comes down limping a little bit. I don't know if he just overturned his ankle or what happened, but he made a great defensive play from his cornerback position.
Hannum does stay on the field as the Barons will keep it on the ground. Barnett gets the call this time, and Barnett pushes forward, gets maybe 2 yards to the 33-yard line, and that'll be it. It'll bring up 3rd down now, and about 8 for Manheim Central.
Well, Cannonall and Cresta inside, they're just doing a great job of defending that fullback trap inside. And that time, Kieran Cannonall just stepped up from his linebacker position, stuffed the play on the line, and now gives Manheim Central a 3rd and 8.
Cannonall and Connor, the 2 inside linebackers, are 2 dandies for the Panthers. Myers this time rolling out, looking for a receiver. Ryan Cliff was his intended target. Cliff makes a nice diving catch. Good for a Manheim Central 1st down.
And this is what Manheim Central's going to have to do. They are able to throw the ball. Let's watch Chris Myers here on the sprint out. He's looking for Cliff on a little out pattern down the field. Ryan Cliff makes sure he catches the football, and it gives Manheim Central a 1st down.
11 yards on the hookup from Myers to Ryan Cliff to the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for Manheim Central. This time Ochoa goes in motion. Myers going to run the option, breaks a tackle in the backfield, pushes forward, will get it inside Strathaven territory at the Panther 49-yard line.
Well, that's the midline option. This time he decides to pull it out and keep it. Peck had him in the backfield, wasn't able to hold on to him, and Myers takes the ball north-south, picks up 4 or 5 yards. Let's watch his midline option. Pulls it out of the fullback. He's attacking the quarter. There's Peck, has a chance to tackle, and he misses him. Chris Myers turns the football up the field and picks up about 4 or 5 yards.
Bring him on 2nd down. This time Myers will run the option to the near side. In trouble in the backfield. He tossed it to Thidevong, and they lost what would have been about a 3 or 4 yard loss. Turns into about a 7 or 8 yard loss.
Well, again, this is what Strathaven does so well. They just come up and just make the play. Brian Moore, from a strong safety position, his assignment was to take the pitch man, and that's just what he does. As soon as that ball is pitched, he's all over Manheim Central, and it makes for a 3rd and 9.
Back at the 39-yard line after the loss of the yardage. This time 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Myers in the shotgun. High snap and over the head of Chris Myers. Penalty flags go down, and that will whistle the play dead. Now we'll have to wait and see what the penalty flag is all about. It's going to have to be a procedure penalty of some kind. It is indeed a procedure penalty against Manheim Central, so right now Manheim Central going in the wrong direction.
That's a procedure penalty they're glad they got, because that was a bad snap, and had they not blown that play dead, McGarity would have been all over Myers, possibly making him turn the ball over. So they might want to be happy for that procedure penalty.
They lost 5, but they keep third down. Instead, it might have been a loss of 10 and fourth down and have to punt the football. So Myers now will go under center and roll out to his right, looking for somebody to break open. Throws it short, and the pass is nearly picked off, or was it? It was indeed. Brian Moore took it away. Brian Moore with the 28th interception of the season for the defense of Strath Haven.
Well, the key to that play was the pressure that 64 Nick Cresta puts on the quarterback right at the snap of the ball. Watch, boom, he's hitting in there right now, and he's not able to get the ball thrown off the way he wants. Nick Cresta, 6 foot, 205-pound sophomore nose guard, putting the pressure on Chris Myers, forcing him to throw the ball sooner than he wanted to, and as it results as a turnover for Strath Haven.
Their 4th turnover of the football game against Manheim Central. 3 fumbles and now an interception. And Strath Haven has great field position in Manheim Central territory at the 48-yard line. Josh Hannum comes out split to the near side. Keith Davis back in there for the Panthers. They're looking for Hannum. Hannum with a step on the defenders, reaches back and cannot make the catch. David Ochoa again, stride for stride with Josh Hannum.
Well, David Ochoa has been given the assignment tonight to cover this Division I receiver one-on-one, and watch him run with him now. Miller throws a nice football, and Josh Hannum tries to just out-jump Ochoa, but he stays right with him. A real gutsy defensive secondary play out of David Ochoa. You can't say enough for this guy, because he is outmatched in jumping and speed ability with Josh Hannum, and he has just played him very well tonight.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now for the Panthers, again at the Manheim Central 48-yard line. This time they're going to give it to the fullback, Dan Connor. Connor tripped up at the line of scrimmage and leans forward to about the 45-yard line.
Now that's what makes Dan Connor such a great wing T fullback. You never see him go backwards. If he gets tackled, he's still able to make forward progress, even if it's a yard or two. Watch him protect that football. He's able to come off that one tackle, stays nice and low, keeps his balance, picks up a couple more yards.
Connor now with 45 yards on 14 carries, as he picked up 3 on that play. 3rd down and 7 now at the 45-yard line. This time, Davis goes in motion. Miller, play action fake, looking to throw deep. He's looking for McGarity, his tight end, but it short hopped him, and it will fall incomplete and bring up 4th down.
Well, that's a similar play action that they threw for the touchdown before the first half. Watch Miller, he just play actions gets set up here. He's got 2 receivers down the field. It's McGarity that he wants to get the ball to, but the ball comes up short. McGarity's not able to catch it. And then we got a 4th down for Strath Haven. Looks like they're going to punt the football.
So with that outstanding defense, they will not gamble. Kevin Clancy electing to punt and put Manheim Central deeper into a hole in terms of field position. Low snap, no problem for Hannum. Plenty of time to get rid of it, no heavy rush. Barnett will field it at about the 15-yard line, looking to escape the tackle and cannot get loose from Brian Moore. With 4:48 remaining, 3rd period of play, it is Strath Haven 14, Manheim Central nothing.
Athletes, musician, writer, producer, newsmaker, politician, actor, headliner.
One-on-one with Steve Adubato. TV that gets up close and personal with the people everyone's talking about. Today, 4:30 Eastern, only on CN8.
Comcast in Concert presents Trans-Siberian Orchestra's The Ghosts of Christmas Eve. Starring Jewel, Michael Crawford, and Ozzie Davis. See Trans-Siberian Orchestra's The Ghosts of Christmas Eve. A magical holiday evening for the whole family. Exclusively on CN8.
This week, explore new opportunities. Don't let embarrassment keep you from better health. Discover the causes and treatments for incontinence. Seeking Solutions with Suzanne. Now 7 days a week, 3 times daily.
Inside of 5 minutes remaining for the Manheim Central Red Barons here in the 3rd period of play, trying to get something going. It's been some tough going so far for the Barons with some turnovers in this 3rd quarter. They fumbled it once and they've had a pass intercepted. They've moved the football a little bit better in this third period of play, but they've self-destructed so far. They keep it on the ground this time, and they will take it out across the 25 to about the 29-yard line. And it'll bring up second down and about 6 for Manheim Central. Dan Connor on the tackle for Strathaven. Myers this time out of the shotgun. Time to throw the football, and he finds his tight end Burkholder. Burkholder makes a catch across the 30. Good for a Barron first down at the 31-yard line.
Well, Robin Burkholder ran a little delay route right across the middle. He's a second-team All-Lancaster Lebanon League. Let's watch him here. He runs that little delay route. Myers finds him, gives the ball to him. He picks up a couple more yards on the play, and a first down for Manheim Central.
Kieran Cannonall in on the tackle for the Panthers, but not again before Manheim Central picked up first down on an 8-yard pickup. Again, Myers out of the shotgun, looking across the middle. Again, it's Burkholder, makes the catch across the 40 to the 45, and out close to midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 again for Manheim Central.
Well, this time he drags Burkholder across the field. Let's watch number 20 come into your screen here. He's coming across the field, and Myers does a great job of getting the ball. Burkholder's had 162 yards in receptions this year, 7 touchdowns, so he's a key receiver in this Manheim Central offense.
He just picked up 17 on that hook up to the 48-yard line. Again, staying in the shotgun, but this time Myers is going to run with it in Strathaven territory. Chris Myers has it across the 40. Lenny Carter tripped him up at about the 39-yard line.
This is what Manheim Central has to do to move the ball. They've got to run out of this shotgun. That was a quarterback draw. Myers decides to keep the ball, follow his big lineman up in there. He's a good runner. He's rushed for, been one of their good rushers this year as well. He can run the football. Watch him protect that football when he gets hit. He knows how to protect the ball, and now gives a first down for Manheim Central.
As Jerry said, Chris Myers, one of their top rushers at over 650 yards on the season. He's got 43 tonight. This time with looking to throw the football, buys himself some time again. He finds Burkholder. Burkholder will pick up another Manheim Central first down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, what happened there is he had plenty of time to throw the ball. In fact, that would be a concern for Strathaven. They gave him too much time to throw the football. But there's a flag on the field. We got a penalty on the play. Let's see what the officials call.
Put the flag thrown at the far line of scrimmage. So right now, both teams trying to eavesdrop a little bit and see what the call is all about. It's going to be an illegal use of hands, offensive pass interference against Manheim Central.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. This is all going to come back now for Manheim Central. I can look at Mike Williams there. He doesn't like what he saw. I don't blame him. It's been frustrating. They finally get the ball moving, and there's the flags out in the field, and this is all going to come back.
So it's going to back up Manheim Central back into their own territory. This is a huge penalty. They're going to finally mark it down back at the 45-yard line of the Barons.
This is a huge penalty. Man, is this coming back? Again, I think he's got to stay in that shotgun. That's where they're moving the football. And here comes the receiver corps. Let's see what they go with here on a 2nd and almost 25.
25 to be exact, as it's a loss of down on the play as well. 2nd down and 25 on the 15-yard penalty against Manheim Central. And Myers this time waiting and looking to throw deep. Ryan Cliff is his intended target. A jump ball call, and they have it caught. Ryan Cliff out-jumped Brian Moore for the catch, and Manheim Central got it all back and gets the first down.
Well, Ryan Cliff at 6'2", great throw out of Chris Myers. You're just going to see the height advantage of Ryan Cliff. He is just going to out-jump Moore and catch the football. What an outstanding reception out of Ryan Cliff. He's their #1 receiver. He's had 543 yards in receptions this year, 7 touchdowns.
A 30-yard hookup that time from Myers to Cliff. Myers this time is going to run with the football, and he is met and wrapped up in a hurry by Owen McGarry, this time wrapping it up right around the line of scrimmage.
Good tackle out of Owen McGarry. And here's what Owen McGarry does well. He makes the stick and he brings his feet. Let's watch him on this play for our young viewers. How do you tackle? You put a shoulder in. Now watch him bring his feet. Look at him bring his feet. That's what makes a defender a good tackler. Making contact, bringing your feet.
1st and 10 for Manheim Central. Again, Myers looking to throw again. He's got plenty of time to throw the football, and the pass is incomplete. The intended target, I believe, it was not thought it was the tight end Burkholder, but it was not. It was Brandon Shank in there as an extra wide receiver. Pass is incomplete, and they'll bring up third and 10 now.
This is Manheim's big opportunity, Bob, to get back in this game. They can't stall on this drive. They gotta keep moving this drive. Coming out in a no back set. Let's see what they go with.
3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Myers again looking for the quick hitter, and the pass again is in and out of the hands. This time it's Danny Thidavong who could not hold on.
Danny Thidavong wishes he had that one back because he was wide open. They got the ball to him. He just couldn't hold on to football. They got to go for it right here. Let's see what they go with.
Manheim Central had just 68 yards of offense in the first half. The second half, they've moved the football. Mike Williams has had his team inside Strathaven territory now in all 3 of its possessions. The first possession ended with a fumble, second one with an interception, and right now they face 4th down and 10, and a timeout will be called to talk about it with 2:27 remaining in the third quarter of play. It's Strathaven 14, Manheim Central nothing.
Well, you know, the interesting thing here, Bob, is that, you know, we talked to Kevin Clancy before the game. The thing that amazes me about Kevin Clancy is his ability to keep his players concentrated on one game at a time. This football team is riding a 43-game winning streak. You talk about having a target on their chest. Every Friday night, someone would like to knock them off. And what he's able to do is he has his players convinced. You don't look ahead, you don't look behind. You don't get full of yourself of what you've accomplished, and you don't start looking ahead of what you didn't accomplish. You concentrate on the game that you're playing right now, and Kevin Clancy does a great job of that.
4th down and 10 for Manheim Central. Myers rolling out, looking for someone to break open. Ryan Cliff, his intended target, makes the catch, and what looks to be a first down for Manheim Central at the 15-yard line.
Well, I think Manheim Central realizes that it is a first down. Manheim Central realizes here they've got it. This is do or die here. They've got to move this football. Chris Myers does a great job in his full sprint out. He gets the ball to Ryan Cliff. He catches it. First down for Manheim Central, and they're on the move.
Ryan Cliff now with his 4th reception of the night. He has 14 of his 37 receptions in the playoffs alone. Myers this time on the option keeper takes it to about the 10 and will be driven backwards, but still about a 3 or 4 yard pickup for Chris Myers on first down.
Well, again, that's the midline option that Manheim Central runs so well. Chris Myers reads the blocks in front of him, sees that he has some daylight to run this play himself, turns it up, picks up 4 yards.
To the 10-yard line, 2nd down and 6 for the Barons. Again, looking to try to get in the end zone for the first time in the football game. Strathaven on top, 14-0. A minute and a half remaining in the third quarter of play. This time it's the option again, and Myers again keeps the football. This time he'll take it close to the 5 and close to another Baron first down.
Well, what he does is he runs the counter option here. He fakes it to his left and then turns right around and comes to his right, picks up a couple more yards. Got a big decision here. It's 3rd and short. Mike Williams is looking at those yard markers right now, thinking what he wants to send in here is power offense or an option game. Looks like he's going to put in his power offense.
3rd and less than a yard to go at the 5-yard line. Myers going to keep it again. Myers will get enough for the first down, and barely. Lenny Carter came up from his cornerback spot to hit him. Had some help from Owen McGarity and Kieran Cannonall, but I believe Myers got enough of a push to get the first down.
I'm not so sure. I think they're going to measure this one, Bob. It looks very close. They marked that ball right on the line. In fact, it doesn't look like they even think it's close enough to mark. They got themselves now a 4th and 1 situation, and Strathaven's digging in here. Let's see what happens.
Manheim Central in a situation there where they want to go for it, trailing by 2 touchdowns. 4th and again, less than a yard to go at the 5-yard line. Myers in a quarterback sneak. This time, definitely running behind his outstanding center, gets the first down and gets the touchdown. Still surging ahead when the play looked to be over with, but Manheim Central gets the touchdown. Chris Myers from 5 yards out, running behind Dave Kulavong.
Well, let's give credit where credit is due. Dave Kulavong, Neil Hershey, and Jake Johnson just wedge right up the middle there, and Chris Myers just follows those 3 stud linemen in front of him, drives his feet and takes it right into the end zone for a Manheim Central touchdown.
Aaron Kopp comes on to attempt and convert the extra point. with 15 seconds now remaining in the third period of play. Strathaven 14, Manheim Central 7. So Chris Myers orchestrating an outstanding drive, throwing the football and running with it as well.
We get a chance to look at that touchdown play. Let's watch that offensive line. Let's watch that center and guards. They just stay nice and low. Chris Myers brings his feet. It's Dave Goulavang that really came off the ball, the senior center. Offensive lineman of the year in the Lancaster Lebanon League. Jake Johnson right beside him. First team all Lancaster Lebanon League Section 2. Who better to run behind than Goulavang and Jake Johnson?
So a great effort by Chris Myers as well, as it looked as if someone had him by the jersey. I believe it was Owen McGarity, and if it was, Owen McGarity 6'4", 210, and Myers was able to shake him off at the 2-yard line and still get into the end zone when it looked as if the play was going to be blown dead. Myers got those last 2 yards on a second effort to go in from 5 yards out, and right now we've got ourselves a 1 touchdown difference. 13 plays and 80 yards on the score for Manheim Central, and finally the Barons able to hold on to it long enough to get themselves into the end zone for the touchdown. Kopp will kick it deep, and Josh Hannon will field it in his own end zone, and it will be a touchback, and Strathaven will start at their own 20-yard line.
Well, what's taking place here, and you've heard me mention this many, many times, Bob, is the whole thing around momentum. And what's happening is Manheim Central now is seizing the momentum. Their crowd's behind them. They just put a touchdown in. They just put a kickoff in the end zone. And defensively, they're lining up on the 20-yard line. And what's going to happen is Strathaven is going to have to move the football and take the momentum away from Manheim Central.
In what will likely be the final play of the third quarter of play, Strathaven has it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The give is to Keith Davis. Davis takes it across the 20, shakes a tackle. Brad Barnett comes up and makes sure he gets no more at about the 23-yard line. And the final seconds of the third quarter will tick away. But the Manheim Central Barons, with a good offensive effort, have got themselves back in the football game. And at the end of 3 quarters of play in the PIAA AAA East Final, it is Strathaven 14, Manheim Central 7.
There are no stops between you and the Cayman Islands. So, less hassle, more Cayman. Vacation offers? Of course. Call your travel agent and visit CaymanIslands.ky. Relax. You're going to the Cayman Islands.
Have you ever felt like you're between a rock and a hard place? I know I have. If you currently receive insurance settlement payments, prize winnings, or any annuity, Prosperity Partners can help lighten your load. With money to pay bills or buy a car, maybe a new home. You can start a business or get an education, whatever you want. So if you receive an annuity and need cash now, call Prosperity Partners at the toll-free number on your screen. We make life easy.
Welcome back to Comcast Varsity Football. I'm Brian Morrow. We're in the 14th week of the high school football season, and the Manheim Central Barons and the Strathaven Panthers are going head-to-head out in Coatesville, Pennsylvania in a AAA state semifinal. They're now in the fourth quarter, where the Barons are now only down by a touchdown. So let's go now and rejoin our local Comcast crew for the fourth quarter action.
Back at Coatesville High School, PIAA AAA East Final, along with Jerry Slemmer. My name is Bob McCool. A dandy football game and what was expected to be a great football game. A lot of people have waited a long time for this game, and a lot of people have come out to see it, including, I don't know if it's Santa Claus, but he looked like he's all ready for it. He's already even glowing in the dark, and he might need it to get out of here. Well over 10,000 people on hand to watch this football game, and they have seen themselves a good one. Manheim Central and Strathaven hook and horns, and right now the Panthers lead it 14-7, and Strathaven has it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line to start this fourth quarter of play. Here comes a reverse. Josh Hannon, but he lost the handle on the football. He falls on it, but it's going to be a loss of a lot of yards back inside the 20, back to about the 16-yard line.
I'm going to tell you what. For Manheim Central, it's good that he lost this handoff, because there's nothing but green field in front of him, and he's got a lead blocker in Dan Miller, and all of a sudden he's down there trying to recover that fumble, creating a 3rd and long situation. And these Manheim Central people are really getting excited, and rightfully so.
Loss of 6 on the play, back to the 18-yard line. Will bring up 3rd down and 13 now for Strathaven. They're going to keep it on the ground. Connors hit immediately, and the first guy through was Kulavong. Hit him before, almost barely before Connor got the handoff.
Well, they're going to have to punt out deep in their own territory here. And again, Manheim Central, you can just see this momentum shifting into this 4th quarter after sitting on a 14-point lead. And I'll tell you what, Strathaven better be careful because Manheim Central could be coming for this punt. The least that's going to happen is going to get good field position.
Josh Hannum will punt the football. Again, not a heavy rush by Manheim Central. Good high kick by Hannum. And a fair catch will be called by Thidefong back at about his own 45-yard line. Thidefong had room to run, but might be a little bit gun-shy right now. But Manheim Central will have good field position. A 40-yard punt by Josh Hannum.
Well, Thidefong had plenty of room to run here, but understandably so, being gun-shy because he fumbled that one in the first half. And hey, rather be safe. They got the ball almost at midfield. They can take it from there.
At their own 44-yard line is where the Barons will start it. 1st and 10, 10:40 remaining in the football game. Myers again will keep it. And what has been a big part of the offense here in the second half is Chris Myers' legs. He'll take it across the 45 out to about the 49-yard line.
Well, he's done a good job of running this option. Again, he fakes the midline option here, gives a little fake, turns the other way, follows his blockers up in there. They're coming off the football. Big 64, Curtis Gruber, a 6'3", 274-pound senior from his right tackle position, gets a nice block to make room for Chris Myers.
Chris Myers now with 58 yards on 15 carries. 2nd down and 4. This time it's Barnett who gets the call, and I believe Barnett will get the 1st down in Strathaven territory at about the 45-yard line.
Bob, they're just doing now what they weren't able to do the first half. This is vintage Manheim Central. They're just coming off the ball, blocking up in there. There's big 76. Jake Johnson picking up a block, and they got themselves another 1st down. And this is the kind of running game that Manheim Central is capable of executing.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of Strathaven for Manheim Central. Myers turning and perhaps changing things at the line of scrimmage with his running backs. The give is to Ochoa. Dave Peck wrapped him up and threw him backwards, but a pickup about 2, maybe 3 yards on the play for David Ochoa.
One thing that these Strathaven secondary players do, Keith Davis, number 23, man, he just came up from his free safety position and really put a shoulder into Ochoa on that play, and that's what makes them so tough in the secondary, is they really fill on the running game.
2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard pickup for Ochoa. Again, Myers looking to throw deep, looking for Ryan Cliff there with Josh Hannum, and a penalty flag goes down. This one might be offensive pass interference on Ryan Cliff.
I got a feeling that just might be what it is. Ryan Cliff comes over the shoulder of Josh Hannum to try to catch that ball, and if they call it on Manheim Central, you're going to hear a roar come from that Manheim Central side.
It is going to be against the Barons. Again, Josh Hannum was running with Ryan Cliff and had position, and we'll see if we can pick it up right now.
Let's talk about the rule. Both players have equal accessibility to the football, but you cannot interfere with the other player. Cliff comes over top of Hannum. A good call by the backfield official calling this offensive pass interference. Ryan Cliff cannot come over the shoulder of Hannum to catch the football, and it's a penalty that's going to take, and it's going to be a costly penalty against Manheim Central.
2nd time we've had an offensive interference penalty against Manheim Central, because it would not only cost them 15 yards, but loss of a down as well. So to bring up 3rd down and 22 now, back at their own 43-yard line. 5 penalties now in the game for Manheim Central. Myers with a world of time to throw the football, throws it to one of the short men. It's incomplete as it went in and out of the hands of Brandon Shank, and it will bring up 4th down, and Manheim Central will have to punt the football. So a little bit of self-destruction in terms of penalties costing Manheim Central. They were able to overcome that first offensive pass interference penalty, but not this one. They put him in at 3rd and 22, and now Burkholder will have to punt. Josh Hannum and Brian Moore will drop back deep for the Panthers. And the kick will hit at about the 25-yard line and will bounce out of bounds. So A good punt by Robin Burkholder, and it will back up Strathaven at about their own 22-yard line.
Well, Bob, the most important thing about that series was that Strathaven was able to make Manheim Central punt and take a little bit of the momentum sting away. Now they've got the ball on the 25-yard line. Again, they cannot sit on the ball. They've got to be moving the ball up the field and keep the ball moving if they want to change this momentum shift.
8:51 remaining in the football game. Actually, marked it out of bounds at the 20, so that's where Strathaven will start at 1st and 10. The give is to Connor. Connor with not a whole lot of room to run, and right now Manheim Central really clogging things up, and Dan Connor not able to find any holes in this second half.
Yes, they are, and they're led there by their big defensive tackle, Dave Gullavong. Also, Corey Ziegler was in the middle of that. Brad Barnett, their two leading tacklers. Watch them here close in on Connor. Coming from the outside, Dave Gullavong especially put a hurting on Connor, and it makes us for a 2nd and 9.
Connor had 42 yards rushing in the first half. He has just 2 yards rushing in the second half. He got a yard on that one. 2nd and 9. Miller with a straight drop. Looking to get out of the pocket right now, looking for somebody to break open. The only one there is Ryan Cliff, and he's there for the interception at the 45-yard line.
Well, that was a bad decision out of Dan Miller. There was nothing open down there. What he probably should have done was just thrown the ball to his mother up in the stands instead of trying to put it in there. Manheim Central just does a great job of covering, and he's setting up here right now, trying to put the ball there. Not a good decision. Ryan Cliff comes right underneath it, intercepts the football, and Manheim Central now has good field position, and let's see what they do.
Their best of the night in Strathaven territory at the 45-yard line. Myers will roll out, looking to throw, and waiting for somebody to break open. The pass is incomplete. Good coverage downfield by the defense. Thidavong was the intended target. Brian Moore and Dan Connor there defensively for Strathaven.
Boy, the guy that I thought just did a heck of a job on that play was their defensive end, Owen McGarity. Watch him come through here. This is a full sprint out. Here comes 83 McGarity. He doesn't get to him, but he sure requires 2 blockers to take him out of the play, and Manheim Central throws an incomplete pass.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now again at the Strathaven 45-yard line. Clock stops with 8 minutes and 1 second remaining in the game. This time they'll keep it on the ground. Barnett finding a hole to run through. Barnett across the 40 and down close to the 1st down chain mark at the 35-yard line.
Barnett, the 1,000-yard rusher on this Manheim Central offense. He's able to bounce off the middle. Let's watch number 8 here. He bounces it to the outside, then comes over across the grain and is able to pick up 5 or 6 yards here, literally on his own, after he breaks the perimeter, and we got a ball being measured here for a 1st down.
James will come on, stopping the clock again, this time with 7:45 remaining. It'll either be 3rd down and very short or a 1st down for Manheim Central, and I believe the Barons, they might have to get the credit card out to measure this one. They're going to be short by literally a 1/2 of an inch.
No, I think it's 3/4 of an inch.
Fractions aren't what they used to be.
Or it might be a 1/4 of an inch the way they're marking it there. They take that, look at them, take that chain. Now they're going to get it exactly where they want it.
So it will be 3rd down, and by the records, it's a yard, but in reality, the 3rd and 1 should be 3rd and 1 inch. Manheim Central ready to bring their offense up there, but the officials are still trying to get that 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch figured out themselves.
I think I'd play it safe and just get behind my big center, David Gullavong, and just rush forward for the 1st down and just make sure they keep this drive going.
That's how they got their touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Myers on the quarterback keeper behind Dave Gullavong from 5 yards out, cutting a 14-0 halftime lead for Strathaven into a 14-7 game, where we stand right now. 7:39 remaining in the game. They're going to hand it off instead. Barnett got the 10 yards. Now we get the 9 3/4 yards. Now he got the last of it. Gets the 1st down inside the 35-yard line.
Now the big thing that's taking place here is they're inching their way closer to that goal line and eating up quite a bit of the clock as they go along. And I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if this game could go into overtime.
At the 33-yard line is where Manheim Central finds themselves at right now. 1st and 10. Thidavong goes in motion to the far side. Myers will roll that way. Stops, looks to throw, and the pass is knocked away. I believe it was McGarity who got his hands on it. It was either McGarity or Hargraves. Both of them stand 6'4", and one of them got their hands on a football.
Let's watch the replay here and see 83 McGarity coming across. He's getting his hands up right now, but I think it's big 77, Nick Hargraves, 6'4", 245-pound junior, that knocked the ball down.
That's the one side of the line of scrimmage, so to speak. Hargraves, the defensive end, 6'4", 245. McGarity, 6'4", 210, and they knocked it away. Myers on the quarterback keeper gets maybe to the 30, and that's it.
Well, there was a little mix-up on the mesh there. What happened was Ochoa kind of ran into Myers. He tried to do something with it. Now it gives him a 3rd and long. They're bringing in their shotgun receivers now. They're going to spread it out here and turn it over to Chris Myers, see if he can't find an open receiver.
3rd and 7 at the 30-yard line for Manheim Central. The Barons pretty much in 4-down territory. Myers again with plenty of time to throw, looking for Burkholder. The pass is too tall, tipped up in the air, and Dan Connor came up and made the interception for Strathaven.
Wow. What happened was what Myers was trying to do. They come out with the Air Force, send him down the field. That time, Burkholder just takes a little delay route, steps into the center of the field, and Myers just tries to push the ball to him to make sure that he catches the football, but it bounces off. Strathaven intercepts, as they've done 28 times before this year, and they get the football.
Nick Hargraves again got his hand up there and perhaps forced Myers to put that ball up in the air a little bit higher than he would have liked to, and that may have been the difference, as Burkholder couldn't hold on and Dan Connor did for the interception. And now they'll keep it on the ground. Brian Moore gets the call on 1st down for Strathaven. He'll take it out across the 25-yard line to about the 26.
Now this is an opportunity for Strathaven now as we get down to 6:19 in this game, is if they can generate some drives, get some first downs, they can seal their 44th victory. But I tell you what, Manheim Central's playing tough defense. They got to stop them here, force them to punt the ball, and get another chance to take one in.
Brian Moore got 4 on the call, so it's 2nd down and 6 now. Connor is the fullback with Keith Davis to his left. Brian Moore lined up on the wing right. Connor gets the call, and not a whole lot there. Connor dives across and gets maybe to the 28-yard line.
Well, that time it was Corey Ziegler, their 5'11", 183-pound linebacker, junior linebacker, stuffs the play along with Brad Barnett. Ziegler and Barnett are the 2 leading tacklers on this Manheim Central team, and they just do a great job of plugging up that middle. And we now have a 3rd and 5 for Strathaven.
They're calling it the 27-yard line. And now they'll bring 2 receivers to the near side and 1 to the far side. Connor, the lone back in the backfield. Miller looking to throw in the pass. His receiver, Brian Moore, went upfield. David Ochoa almost had a line to the football, and if he picked it off, he had nothing in front of him but green grass.
He was there, David Ochoa. Let's watch the replay here. Dan Miller's going to set up on a 3-step drop. There's a mix-up in the routes. His receiver's going the wrong way, and Ochoa is right there, and had he picked this one off, it would have been in the end zone.
So instead, it will bring up 4th down, and again, they will have to punt the football. So the offense for Strathaven just not getting it done in this second half. Hannum punting for the 4th time. And Thidavong now will field it at about his own 37-yard line, pushes it forward to about the 43, maybe to the 44-yard line. 5:03 remaining in the football game. Strathaven 14, Manheim Central 7.
Technogenesis. Brace yourself for a fantastic journey into the fascinating world of science and technology.
Join us for the next Technogenesis.
Technogenesis. Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern on CN8.
Hey, hockey fans, the Trenton Titans 2001-2002 season is off to a flying start. Last season, the Titans won the Northeast Division, the Brabham Cup, and the Northern Conference Championship, and this year they have their sights set on the Kelly Cup. Don't miss any of the season's actions as the Titans face off against the best the East Coast Hockey League has to offer. Great seats are still available at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office. All Ticketmaster outlets or charged by phone at 609-520-8383. It's riveting hockey.
Athletes, musician, writer, producer, newsmaker, politician, actor, headliner.
One-on-one with Steve Adubato. TV that gets up close and personal with the people everyone's talking about. Today, 4:30 Eastern, only on CN8.
In front of an estimated crowd of over 10,000 people, Manheim Central and Strathaven battling in the East AAA final. And with a chance to get to Hershey Park Stadium for the AAA state championship, Manheim Central on a 1st and 10 at zone 43-yard line. A pass from Chris Myers caught by Mike Theidevang out to about the 47-yard line. Pickup of about 4. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
I'll tell you what was amazing about that play. Manheim, Chris Myers had plenty of time to throw the ball, and this perimeter and secondary of Strathaven was able to stay with their receivers.
Myers again looking to throw the football. Cliff makes the catch this time. Brian Moore closes quickly, and it might be good for another Manheim Central 1st down at the Strathaven 45-yard line.
Now this second half, I'll tell you what, offensively, it has been all Manheim Central with what they've been able to do as far as moving the football against Strathaven.
Ryan Cliff on the catch for Manheim Central. Good for a 7-yard pickup to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Barons. Again, Myers with a lot of time to throw, now flushed out of the pocket, still looking to throw the football. Now he's going to run with it across the 40 and picks up what it might be another 1st down. The football comes loose. Manheim Central is going to say the ground caused the fumble. Strathaven, I believe, is on the bottom of the pile, but is it Manheim Central possession? I believe it is, and it's going to also be a 1st down as well for the Barons.
Well, Chris Myers just does a great job of attacking the line of scrimmage. But let's watch him on the scramble here. He's scrambling, trying to buy time for himself, looking for a receiver. It makes those defensive backs make a decision. Is he going to run? Is he going to throw the ball? He decides to run the football. He's got to make sure he holds on to the ball. He is on the ground before the fumble, so they retain the football.
Myers again throwing the football, throwing it up for grabs. Josh Hannum right there with Theidevang. Hannum made the catch, but they rule him out of bounds, and not a good pass that time for Myers. Threw that one way too high.
And he's got to be careful not to put too much air underneath that ball between Lester Carter and Josh Hannum. Those are the ones they step under and intercept. He can't put a lot of air on the ball when he throws it up the field.
Again, the Barons quickly to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 now at the 35-yard line. 3:38 remaining in the football game. Ochoa gets the call. Ochoa gets it across the 30 and down to about the 28-yard line. We talked about Manheim Central's success in this second half against Strathaven, and Strathaven struggling. The Panthers was just 13 yards in this second half, and Manheim Central now closing in on 220 total yards in the second half.
Wow, that's an incredible statistic, and that's indicative of the way that Manheim has come out to play the second half.
3rd down and 2 now for the Barons. They'll keep it on the ground and pick up what looks to be another 1st down across the 25-yard line down to about the 24. Barnett on the call, and Barnett, I believe, gets another 1st down for Manheim Central. Actually, maybe not. They're going to mark him down at about the 25-yard line, and the officials will stop the clock for yet another measurement.
Game of inches. Here we are in the Eastern championship game of Eastern Pennsylvania, and we're getting down to the wire here with less than 3 minutes to go in this football game. And here's an example. Here they got the 1st down.
They got that 3/4 of an inch back that they were short the last time.
That's because it was a right foot measurement instead of a left foot measurement.
So it's 1st and 10 now for Manheim Central at the Strathaven 25-yard line. As Jerry said, now 2:50 remaining in the football game. Strathaven 14, Manheim Central 7. The Barons 25 yards away from pay dirt and perhaps tying it up, or think about the 2-point conversion and a potential lead. Theidevang goes in motion. Myers, straight drop, looks to dump it off to Burkholder. Burkholder takes it across the 20 and down to about the 16-yard line.
Well, Myers does a great job looking off the front side. He's got 3 receivers here to the front side, and they take Burkholder on a little delay route on the back side, and he lays the ball in there for a 2nd and less than a yard.
2nd down and 1 for the Barons at the 16-yard line. This time it's Ochoa who will get the call. Ochoa will get the 1st down as he takes it inside the 15 down to about the 13.
Well, Manheim Central's taking this right down to the wire. We're now coming down under the 2-minute point of this game. This is, I'll tell you what, we're going to have one exciting finish. I can just feel it. We're going to have a great finish for this football game.
1st and 10 for Manheim Central at the 14-yard line. The Barons may want to step up the pace a little bit. The clock continuing to tick now with 1:50 remaining in the football game. Myers, straight drop. Again, flushed out of the pocket, Gets away from one tackler, still on his feet across the 10 and down to about the 8.
What a great play out of Chris Myers. They have him bottled in the pocket, and he just can't find an open receiver. He's real wise. He's looking up the field. He's not going to throw the ball away. They're putting pressure on him, and he's able to get away from one tackler, keep the ball, get down inside the 10-yard line.
Picked up 5. They give it to Ochoa, and Ochoa's not going to get a whole lot. 3 black jerseys there to meet him and wrap him up. Cannonau, Dan Connor, and Owen McGarity all there to wrap up Ochoa right around the line of scrimmage, and Manheim Central is going to have to call a timeout with 1:14 remaining in the football game. Strathaven 14, Manheim Central 7.
I tell you what, Bob, look what's on the line here. A 43-game winning streak, a chance for Strathaven to go to their 3rd straight state championship game. Manheim Central has never been there, but they have knocked on that door so many times, and it's like, you know, what fate are we looking at here?
3rd down and 5 for Manheim Central at the 9-yard line. The Barons using just their first timeout. So 1 minute and 14 seconds remain in the regulation, I guess, is where we start. And just to throw a little bit more, in case Mike Williams doesn't have enough to think about, you have to think about one more thing. If they put it in the end zone, do you go for 1 in the tie in overtime, or do you really roll the dice and go for 2 and take your luck and try to win it on a 2-point conversion?
I don't know. This is so exciting.
First, they got to get the 9 yards to get in the end zone. Myers will roll out. Myers is going to tuck it away and run with it. He's not going to get a whole lot. A great job of recovery by Strathaven, led by Jeff Milligan.
Bob, this is now going to be the biggest play of the storied history of Manheim Central football. And they've had a great, great history. But it all comes down to this 4th and 6. Right now, they call another timeout, and you can put it all on top of this one play. Hey, they're 13-0. They've won 10 straight district championships. They've been to the big show every year as long as they can remember. Keep in mind, some of these seniors on this Manheim Central football team were in the 1st and 2nd grade when these district championships started. And they're carrying on a great tradition.
And you take a look at the tradition on the other side. Strathaven, as Jerry said before, a 43-game winning streak. The last loss for the Panthers came in the 1998 East Final against Allentown Central Catholic. So anybody who's a senior has not lost a football game as a varsity member. 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, they have been unbeaten. And the defense right now has to come up big. It's 4th down and 6 at the 10-yard line. And now Strathaven is going to call a timeout. So both teams now have used 2 of their allotted 3 timeouts.
Well, what happened here is Strathaven recognized a formation, or the coaches did, that he's not sure his defense did. So he's out there right now talking to them and making sure they're lined up with the receivers in this formation so that nobody gets caught out of a specific coverage or defense that they want to be in.
The man in your picture, the defensive coordinator, has been a big part of this program as well. Not only has he been a longtime assistant coach for Kevin Clancy, but he's had 3 sons that have been a big part of it. Jim Connor is the defensive coordinator. We talked about his youngest son a lot tonight. That's Dan Connor, the sophomore. His middle son, Mike, was the quarterback for the last 2 state championship teams. He is now at Delaware. And his eldest son was an offensive lineman for the Panthers about 4 years ago. He is now playing at the college level. So it's 4th and 6 at the 10-yard line. Myers out of the shotgun, looking to throw the football. The pass is caught inside the 5-yard line, out of bounds at the 2, but it should be 1st and goal to go for Manheim Central. It will stop the clock with 59 seconds remaining. On the catch is Rich Schellenberger for Manheim Central.
Well, that's just a corner catch to the end zone. Excellent ball out of Chris Myers. Schellenberger catches the football. He tries to get forward. Look where that ball goes. They've got to be on the 1-foot line, 1st and goal for Manheim Central.
That's the call. And now it's Ochoa who gets the call, and Ochoa who gets the touchdown. So David Ochoa will get the 1-yard touchdown run to make it now a 14-13 football game. And now, if you're Mike Williams, what's your choice?
What do you do? What do you do here? Take the for sure 1 point, take this football game more than likely into overtime, or end it right here?
A 2-point conversion would win it, or at least give them the lead. A extra point conversion ties the football game up and perhaps sets up overtime. And again, when you talk about Manheim Central, as Jerry said, 0 for 7 now in the East Finals, and people will talk about the plays. Certainly they'll talk about that 4th and 6 at the 9-yard line that got them the first down. And if, in fact, they go for 2, people will talk about this one, good or bad, for a long time in the town of Manheim in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
Well, I just think it's and you talk about blood pressure and heart rate. Right now, Mike Williams' heart is racing, believe me, as he decides what to do in this play. And I'll tell you what, they're going to end this thing right here.
They are going to leave the offense on the field right now for the Barons. 3 receivers far side, 2 to the near side. Myers is in the shotgun. Myers with time to throw. He's got an open receiver, and the pass is knocked away. Keith Davis recovered and knocked it away from David Ochoa before the football could get there.
Unbelievable. You know what? I got so much respect for Mike Williams right here. We've been here so many times. We're going to put it on the line right now. The heck with the overtime. Comes out in a no-back set. Says to Chris Myers, his senior quarterback, hey, we're going to let you win this football game. You got to give him a lot of credit, one courageous football team to go after that, and it comes up short. Let's watch the replay. This is an empty back set. Chris Myers is looking over to the trips to his left-hand side. They're all running crossing patterns. They're running crossing patterns to try to disrupt the coverage, and that time, 23, Keith Davis steps in front of the football, knocks it down, probably the biggest play of his life.
You know that Mike Williams sets himself up to be second-guessed for a long time. Barring a miraculous turnaround here, more than likely Strathaven will advance after a 13-play, 56-yard drive. Manheim Central puts the ball in the end zone, and you can take your chances and go into overtime. But Mike Williams, wanting to end that 0 for 7 for sure and get the 2-point conversion, said, I got a senior quarterback, and he's going to find a way to get me that 2 points. But you got to think about the defense for Strathaven, and Keith Davis makes it happen. And now they'll line up for what looks to be an onside kick. Strathaven certainly expecting it. They have the hands team up at the 50-yard line. Aaron Kopp will kick it, wait for a high hop, but falling on it immediately is Strathaven. Dave Peck there to fall on it at the 50-yard line. So Strathaven now will take possession, 1st and 10 at their own 50-yard line. Manheim Central can stop the clock just one more time.
Well, all that Strathaven has to do is get 1 first down, protect the football, and they've got this 43-game winning streak preserved. It will go to 44, and they will be in the state finals for the 3rd straight year.
And if, in fact, they get there, they will meet a familiar opponent. They will take on West Allegheny, who won the West final earlier today. West Allegheny and Manheim Central have hooked up with one another for the last 3, what will be for 3 straight state championships, and Strathaven has beat them 2 years in a row.
You know, I looked up at the clock. They don't even need a first down. There's only 50 seconds on the clock. I tell you what, you got to give Kevin Clancy a lot of credit too. In the beginning of the year, you know, we covered him that very first game. Of course, we made our prediction. We felt that these 2 teams were going to be here. Kevin Clancy wasn't as confident in his program as we were, but we can afford to do that. But he said he had a young football team, 3 sophomores playing on the defense alone, and he really, in reality, didn't expect to be here at the end of the year. So that's a great deal. You got to give a great deal of credit to the coaching staff of Strathaven that brought this young team along, and here they find themselves in the state championship again.
So Manheim Central choosing not to call that final timeout and let the clock expire. Dan Miller will take a knee, and that will do it. The Strathaven Panthers have won it. They've extended their winning streak to 44 straight games, and for the 3rd straight year, they will play for the state title. They will take on West Allegheny Friday night at Hershey Park Stadium for the AAA state championship. The final score in a dandy football game against Strathaven 14, Manheim Central 7. People will talk about this game for a long time, and the gamble played by Mike Williams. His team scored a touchdown with less than a minute to go, and instead of going for 1 and the sure tie, he went for the 2-point conversion and the win.
So the Barons elect to go for 2 to try for the win, but Strath Haven's defense came up big to send them on to play for a state title. And that'll wrap up today's action, but be sure to tune in tomorrow as we finish up our football season by bringing you a Central Jersey Group 1 final between the South River Rams and the Shore Regional Blue Devils. And don't forget to watch every day from 2:30 to 4:30 for the best in high school football. So for everyone here at Comcast Varsity Football, I'm Brian Morrow. Thanks for watching.
CN8 News, weeknights at 7 and 10 Eastern. Live, in-depth news coverage, plus the technology, the tools, and the experience to bring you unsurpassed weather forecasting. CN8 News, the only place you'll find Philadelphia Business Journal reports and live interactive web polls. CN8 News, exclusive entertainment reports from eTelevision and exclusive sneak peeks at the next issue of Philadelphia Magazine. CN8 News, the best Philadelphia sports coverage anywhere. CN8 News, live, weeknights, 7 and 10 Eastern, powered by Comcast. You're watching CN8 Technogenesis. Brace yourself for a fantastic journey into the fascinating world of science and technology.
Join us for the next Technogenesis.
Technogenesis. Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern on CN8. CN8, it's here tonight, the region's only prime news hour. CN8 News at 7. Then CN8 presents your favorite artist live in concert. And at 9, today's headlines, your issues, it's your call with Len Doyle tonight on CN8.
Whether it's news or sports, weather or entertainment, only one cable network takes you there. CN8 News at 7 and 10 Eastern. Tune in. Find out.
On the next, it's your call. Can there be peace in the Middle East? What role should the U.S. play in ending this bloody stalemate? Some answers from a new perspective and your phone calls. It's your call. Tonight, 9 Eastern on CN8.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you by the St. Barnabas Healthcare System, New Jersey Natural Gas Company, Seton Hall University, First Union, your guide to the financial world, Tyco Capital, formerly CIT. Discover why today's business leaders put their trust in today's financial leader. New Jersey Energy Choice. Choose to use energy wisely. And by ShopRite. Through ShopRite Partners in Caring, we're leading the way in the fight against hunger in the communities we serve. Additional funding is provided by the Mix Group of Companies, QualCare, and by Gourmet Dining Services.